Yo, what up guys, Ross Scalps here, and in this video I'm reviewing A Quiet Place Day 1. Alright, so A Quiet Place Day 1 is directed by Michael Sarnoski. Now you might be wondering who that is and what he's done. Well, he's done a movie called Pig, Fight Night Legacy, I think it was a TV series, and that's about it. Really nothing notable in my opinion. But you have some notable actors, you know, you have Lupita Nyong'o, I hope I didn't butcher that name. You have Joseph Quinn, and then you have Djimon Hounsou, and I probably butchered that name too, but the last notable actor in here is probably Alex Wolff. And so this movie takes place in New York, you know, it's a prequel to the first two movies, and it shows how it all started. It follows a girl named Sam who has cancer, and while on a trip to a theater show, the city gets invaded by aliens. From there, Sam and the rest of the survivors learn that the aliens are drawn to sound and have to rely on their wits and silence to overcome and get to safety. And so right off the bat, I'm not a huge fan of this franchise. You know, this franchise, I remember watching the first one and I was sitting there eating my popcorn and you literally had to be quiet. Like, I couldn't even chew without people staring at me, like, trying to be quiet and, you know, trying to watch the movie. But yeah, so going into this movie, I had some mid expectations. You know, I'm just not a fan of the franchise really, but I was curious to see how they would do the invasion and everything, how it all started, because the trailer looked promising. You know, you see the aliens flying in, like that's a dope scene, and so I wanted to see how everything played out. And after watching the movie, yep, it's a movie. So I'm going to start with some of the pros, some of the things I liked about this movie before I roast it. The first thing I'll say is Lupita Nyong'o, her acting is good. You know, she does a good job, along with Joseph Quinn. Their chemistry, it was mostly just them two and their journey. And I think Joseph Quinn and her did a good job with their chemistry and how they interacted and got through things. You know, some of the imagery in here was cool to see, some of the shots of the city and everything like that. Along with the alien itself, the creature, they had some good shots of it and you kind of seen what it looked like really. And the premise was good too, you know, the city getting invaded by aliens, how are they going to react, what are they going to do? You know, that was good to see as well. And I'd say the ending was kind of sad. And it made you really kind of think, like, if you were in her situation, how would you want to live the rest of your days? What would you do? What choices would you make? And so the ending was a little sad, you know, with her animal and just how it all ended. I think it was a little sad. And so those are just some of the things that I liked about this movie. And I'll say this, if you liked the other two, I'm sure you'll probably enjoy this one. Alright, so I think one of the major cons in this movie was how quickly they just got into the story and everything. Like, one moment she's at a theater, the next moment they're all surviving. We don't know what happened to everyone else or like the military. How did it just come from there to there in a day? And not to mention, they found out the weakness of the alien in 3 days. You know, it can hear you, so you have to be quiet. How did they know that right away? And then another weakness it has, they figured it out. Like, how did they find that out in a day, 2 days? Like, I don't get that. And so that, I think, was one of the major things. They kind of just brushed by. I think everyone wanted to see what happened and what did the military do and how did it come about. But the aliens land, and then the next day they're all trying to survive and they know the weakness and they know what the alien does. Come on. And then with that, I mean, there's plot inconsistencies. One moment she's trying not to, you know, open a wrapper, trying to be quiet, but the next moment a dude's right next to the creature, makes a noise. The creature's literally right here and it doesn't hear him. But it hears the thing down the block. Come on. Like, come on, bro. It's selective hearing, really. And then this movie, it got really repetitive. What would happen is the characters would go somewhere to get something. And of course, they'd make a little noise. And the creature's there. And it's waiting, trying to, like, find them. But then they sneak out. And then they go to another place, make another noise, or a creature's already there. And then the creature's trying to get them, or, like, you know, hearing them out, and then they get out. And it just kept repeating that. And I'm not gonna lie, my friend who I went to the movie with fell asleep. And I'm not saying I did, I'm just saying my friend did. And you know, that, I think that kind of speaks to it. Like, he's just a general viewer. He was just a general viewer. And if you're a general viewer, you're like, you don't really like the franchise, you're just going, it looks like a good scary movie. I don't know. I don't know if this is for you. I think it's just too dull. They don't have enough in here, and I think the ending wasn't satisfactory. Like, it kind of was for some characters, but it didn't really explain much. And you're kind of going there, it's a prequel. You want to learn more, and then you want them to explain more, but I just don't feel like they did a good job of that. Yeah, I mean, with that being said, I'm going to have to give this a participation award. I'd say it's better to just rent it. Unless you are a fan, then you should go watch it in theaters, but if you are just curious on the fence, I'd say rent. But anyways, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching another movie review from me. And comment down below if you watch this and what your thoughts are. You know, I'd be very curious. And as you can see, you know, I'm not home right now, so I have a little different setup. Maybe. We'll see if I can edit it. But, yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.